Hey guys, how are you? It is me, Lauren B from the Untitled Tarot. I don't know if this is like a word or if it's like a channeled message. I don't know what it is, but there's this overwhelming sadness like in the collective energy right now, and it feels like it's coming from like, I don't know if it's coming from a lot of divine feminines. Like I don't know if anyone else is like picking up on this. I really don't, because I haven't seen anyone mention it. You know, maybe the Virgo full moon's still messing with us, but there's this overwhelming sorrow in the collective energy, and it's like underneath the surface. It's like on the surface everybody's like persevering and everyone's like standing up and keeping everything like cool and level, but it's like underneath the surface there is this bubbling up of like sadness, and it just overwhelmed me today. It just really overwhelmed me. And there's I feel in my spirit that there's just so many of you that have done so much. You've had to sacrifice so much to like really take on this spiritual journey, and it's like no one tells you when you start this your walk or your spiritual ascension journey how hard it is. It's really hard. Everyone tells you you're gonna light some incense and rub a couple crystals together and say a few prayers and like it's gonna be cool, and I know that it's not that cool. It's the hardest thing you'll ever have to do. It really is, and it's the best thing for you. But there's just so many of you that you've had to separate yourself from so many things, or things have been taken from you, people, relationships, mindsets, and it's like you're trying to do your shadow work and nobody tells you how hard it is and how painful it is, and it's like ripping yourself open and digging through all of your pain, all of your trauma, everything, and it's like you slowly get rebuilt from the inside out, and then it's like you feel better, and it's like you're doing things in a different way, and then it feels like no one is noticing you. There's so many of you that feel forgotten about, that nobody sees the changes that are happening on the inside of you, and so many of you have taken these big leaps. You've started doing new things and new projects, and it feels as though no one's even noticing what you're doing. It's, you know, it's like one of those dreams where you like walk out into the woods and it's like you let out this big scream but like no noise comes out, and because no noise comes out, it's like you just stop screaming and you just start screaming on the inside. And it's just like this big feeling of sorrow that's just like come over me today. So many of you just feel like you're not seen, and I just want you to know that like I see you. Like I see you, and more importantly than that, it's like I feel you. I know every single one of you that subscribe to this channel. I check the subscribers all the time, and so many of you are my friends and my family, and I see you commenting, and I've been doing this for almost a year now. We're almost on a year anniversary of this channel, and I've seen so many of the struggles that you've gone through, and just how much you guys have grown, and you've learned, and you've done the hard work, and you've been climbing mountains that feel like you're doing it all by yourself. And so if no one else told you lately, I just want you to know that I'm really proud of you all. I see you, and I feel you, and I know that it's really hard. And it seems like people are moving ahead of you, and it seems like you're doing the hard work and everyone else is reaping the benefits, but I want you to know that it's not true. It's not true. There's these two trees right here in the backyard, and one of them is like this skinny little tree, and it sticks out more than any of the other trees because it's in your face, and behind it there is this big mighty tree that you almost wouldn't even notice because it's just so still. And I just want you to know that that is like you are that tree that's a little bit further beyond. It might not be quite as noticeable because maybe it feels like you're growing at a slower pace, but your roots are growing deeper. And it's so windy today, and you know that for me the wind always speaks of God and his voice and moving through our lives. And I just want you to know that just because there are other people and things that are in the front of the line, that when the wind comes, that tree is moving around like a rag doll, but that tree behind it that might not be as noticeable, it might not be in your face, that tree is unshakable. And that is what you are slowly but surely becoming. You are becoming unshakable. Your roots are growing so deep, and that's why other people can't see them, because they're beneath the surface. You are growing beyond the surface level, and God always comes through. I am testimony of that. I have been in impossible situations, and there is nothing that He has not delivered me from. He took a girl who had ruined her whole life and had pretty much nothing to live for, and He completely changed my life. And now I'm here, and I don't know where we go further, because I don't get the full blueprint and the plan, just like you don't get the full blueprint and the plan. But if there's no one else that will tell you, I will remind you today that God is good. We serve a good, good God, and He loves you. And if no one else sees you or tells you that, never forget that He sees you. Everything that you're going through, all of the hard work that you're putting into yourself and your future, and to do a new thing in your future. He sees you. It's not for nothing. Nothing is ever for nothing. It all counts. It all matters. You matter. And I know that there's these feelings that you're feeling and you're trying to bury them deep down inside, but I just want you to know that you are valid and you are valuable and you are seen and you are loved, and He's gonna come through for you. So do not worry about things on the surface level, because you grow deeper than that, because God grows deeper than that. And in 100 years, that tree will still be there. Just like your soul will continue to shine on forever. And He's gonna come and shine through you so big and bright that no one will ever be able to deny that He is with you. And that your dreams are coming true every day. Even if it doesn't feel like it. He always comes through. If there's one thing in every single video, if there is one thing that I ever say to you in the history of this channel, from the past all the way into the future, I just want you to know that God sees you and He loves you, and all this work that you're doing on yourself, it's not for nothing, regardless if anyone else sees it or acknowledges it. He loves you. He's gonna come through for you, and I love you. And I see you and I feel you. So I don't know if that's a channel message. I don't know if it's a word. I don't know if it's just me trying to honor and acknowledge what I feel in the collective energy right now, that maybe it's just me and no one's picking up on it, or they are and they're not saying anything. But I see it and I feel it overwhelmingly. And if I could just give each and every one of you just like a hug, I would, but I can't. So I'm giving you this virtual hug. And I love you, and I want you to stay encouraged. And when I say at the end of all of my videos, you stay prayed up and you stay blessed and you stay sweet, it's not just an outro. You stay prayed up, because there's a lot going on in there in the world. And how when you pray and when you take that private time with God and with your angels, that is intimacy. That is where you find your strength. That is where you get your sea legs when the rest of the world seems against you. And you stay blessed, because you are blessed. And even more than that, you are a blessing to other people. You are a blessing to someone today. Even if you feel like you're completely invisible, you are changing somebody's life some way, somehow, just because you're here. And stay sweet, because there's so much in this world that wants to harden you, but you are not meant to be hard. Hard things don't bloom, and you have always and will always be meant to bloom like a lily through the mud and be eternally beautiful. because you are eternally loved and you are eternally important. So, if you haven't heard that lately, then I'm blessed that I was able to be the person to tell you today. And I just want you to know that it gets better. It really does get better, little by little, every day. And you never know when God's going to come in and do the impossible for you, because this is an impossible world. But we live under a very possible and a very good God. And so I love you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Pisces season has given us a run for our money. But I love you so much, and I just wanted to let you know that today, that I see you and I know what you're going through, and it's gonna be okay. And so I will see you guys very soon. Go take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.